The Cylons are steeped in the rich tradition of classic sci-fi television, much like Yar's Revenge and Pitfall are part of video game lore. While you have to wait until November to get your hands on Battlestar Galactica, we were in Vegas recently to get our mitts all over classic games at the Classic Gaming Expo.
Classic Gaming Expo is the gathering of video game enthusiasts, nostalgics, and aficionados, people young and old who love to play video games.
The show started back in '98. We did a show that was more specialized called World of Atari. And then from there we felt that we needed to reach a bigger audience. We renamed it Classic Gaming Expo in '99. And we've grown substantially each year since then. You know, some of the behind-the-scenes stuff has changed, but the show has always been true, you know, to our original vision of just, you know, a great place to get together and meet up.
This is a place I have fans. You know, I mean, can actually go someplace for one weekend a year. I can see a bunch of people who really appreciate something I did a long time ago. And, you know, the biggest kick, you know, the best thing about doing video games was the idea that you're doing entertainment. You know, when I graduated college, you know, I had the choice of entertaining people or killing people for 12 cents a head, as we say, because I was also qualified to do guidance systems for missiles and things like that. And I thought, no, making games, that sounds so cool. And the technology was very similar.
You got to ask yourself, are these guys just weird? I mean, you know, why not buy a PlayStation game, you know, when you dust off your Atari 2600 and you bring out Pitfall or whatever? The games of today have gotten so complicated. We prided ourselves on having a game that you could pick up and play. There was no 30-page manual you had to understand. There weren't 50 different keystroke commands you had to figure out what each button did. You could pick these games up and play.
You can walk up to any classic game, you know, be it a Tempest, Pac-Man, Galaxian, you can play those games over and over and over again. You know, you get good at them, but you don't get bored with them. You know, today's games, you pop them in, you get good at them, but then you finish them, and you gotta buy the next game, move on. Everything looks a lot nicer, but it doesn't necessarily keep your attention because the gameplay's not there. The focus back then was gameplay. I mean, if it didn't play well, people weren't gonna buy it.
We have exhibitors in the micromusic.net group who are actually performing a concert that's based completely on using systems from the past.
We're doing the very first micromusic tour of the U.S. And what micromusic is, it's an international hub for people who like and make video game style music. And not just like, you know, P2 or Xbox or any of that stuff. Old school like Nintendo, Atari, Coleco. Taking the old sounds that everybody has positive nostalgic feelings about and making new music for them.
What does retro gaming do? It takes a lot of people, like in my age range, takes them back to a really good place, a place of happy, fun times. And for people who are new, well, they're just finding some good video games. And they're enjoying it because some of the gameplay was compelling and was enjoyable.